Hello everyone, my name is Relax and Panic, and this is another very special My Hero Academia episode and my reaction to it. And you know what to do, as always. If you want to see the reaction itself, please go down into my descriptions and you will find a link. Just replace the circumflex dot parts with real dots and enjoy the reaction. Once you've done, come back here, feel free to hear me out discussing about this episode. So, see you soon. For those that came back, welcome back. Now, first things first. Come on, that was Cluedo. It clearly was Cluedo. For those of you who don't know what Cluedo is, it's a board game where you have to guess who the heck is the killer. And one of the typical things is, who was it? What was the murder weapon? Right here. And where? In the jewelry store. So, I say the murderer was All Might with a knife in the jewelry store, and he killed himself. However, he did that. So that was cool. I liked it. Someone told me before that this is a special episode, so that this is a special for Japan, some kind of. But I partially forgot it, so that's why I started the reaction differently. But I like it very, very much. I like the idea of jumping back in time, seeing All Might in his full form. It's a nice thing. They can do it more often if it's up to me. I like him, so I'm cool with that. The general idea about it here, the general theme was save the world with love. Oh, isn't that nice? Why not? It's good to see that everyone's a fan of All Might. Cementos is as well. And we have seen David Shield already now, and his daughter in the outro, who are part of the movie about All Might and Midoriya, two heroes. So I'm looking forward to that. They gave some not really spoilers, some hints there. And we have a special training here for 6 of our students, using one teacher as a teacher, bringing them in, and then 4 pro heroes teachers playing villains and those catched, to say so. Which would make it 5 pro hero teachers on 6 students, which is a strange number. I mean, it's a lot of pro heroes here. And no policemen at all, just cardboard cutouts. Paperboard cutouts, that's it. Paperboard cutouts. First thing I realized is when they went in, I mean, it's an interesting group we have here. Kind of the A-League of characters in many ways. But we have no reconnaissance heroes. And if you see how the story develops later on, that makes sense. Because they are using Urak for reconnaissance, which is okay, and it works kind of. But if you would have had someone else of the reconnaissance heroes, and we have some in the class, possibly they would have catched more of the background story before they went in. All of it was blocked, however, in the end by Bakugo storming in head first. Which is where I'm a little bit split in my opinion. On the one hand, it is like, yeah, well, it's okay, it's Bakugo. And most of what he does and how he reacts later, it's typical him. In the meaning of typical how we expect him to be. Hot-headed, not thinking about it. But, and that's the other side where I disagree, we learned in the last, seasons that there is more to him. He is way more clever than on first view. So it's okay. I guess it's canon now. But I have a shadow of a doubt if he would react like that at the current timeline in the story. So I give him this. We've seen it before that he can be way more clever than just storming in. Especially against someone like All Might, who is incredibly fast, and he learned that directly while competing against him. So that's one thing. Where I'm like, okay, it's more like a fun episode, so I will let that slip. The other thing is, the others are like, we have to go in and rescue them. Where's the speed? I mean, we have Ingenium there. And he is not using his boost at all. He's just running normal. There's a scene where he runs in together with Uraka. And they are at the same speed. Where I'm again like, why isn't he using his normal boost? Not even calling about Recipro Burst. He could run in and rescue the hostages against a normal enemy. That is his major skill, his major thing. He has his speed, and he's not using it. Todoroki is not using his frost to freeze the villain. Deku is not using his quirk to be faster and jump in as fast as possible. So that was a bit strange. As I said, I think it is because it is a fun episode. But normally at the end of it, I would have kind of requested Eraserhead to let them all be failing due to that, because they were not using their skills at all. It wasn't what the episode was about, sure, but it made no sense to me at the moment. I was surprised about this effect. So the only one really using their quirks were Uraka for checking and Bakugo for screwing it up. That is no, just a no there. Strange. Well, however, the story developed differently. It was not about fighting the villains. It was not really about rescuing the hostages. It was about the murder in the mansion. So in this case, the murder in the jewelry store. So they went in and questioned what the heck happened. And in the end, Deku found out the whole story about it. So much love, so much tragedy. Oh my god. We had a very calm Cementos. Very, it's Cementos. It's like, and then this happened. And on the other hand, as exactly opposite, we had President Mike, who goes like berserk, overplays like hell. It was funny. As I said, it is an episode, it seems designed to entertain. And it did that. I like it. Midnight is a pretty good actress. Can't deny that. And we have this scene where they check on All Might. And this is where I'm a little bit mad with them. With Eraserhead here in this case. Not the writers, with Eraserhead. Because Sue checked on him. She checked if he's still alive. And then he did a reaction. And they misinterpreted, in my opinion, she misinterpreted this reaction as he is playing dead, but he is not dead, don't worry. You could argue it was meant to be he gave a reaction to show you that the villain is not dead. And there we are at the problem of what was the reaction for? How should have to realize it there? So in my opinion, I don't blame them for doing what they did then. In my opinion, they would have passed for that. Sure, they could have frozen him on the ground or anything like that, but if he's dead, you don't need to. Unless he has a very strange quirk of regeneration, which they wouldn't know about. So yeah, then we had the whole love and tragedy. Everyone is weeping, everyone is crying. It's all so sad and funny and entertaining at the same time. Interesting story there. I really question how Midoriya found that one out. I mean, seriously, who thinks of that? And who made up this story in the first place as the test story? I really have to ask myself who came up with this love story of complete deep love and tragedy. Because we have 5 pro heroes here. Whose idea is it? And I mean, it could be really anyone. That's the thing I would really like to know. You can speculate if you want to. I would feel free to post in the comments, who do you think made up this story? Is it Midnight? Or is it All Might? Or is it Cementos just saying Eraserhead or President Mike? There are many options. Go for it. So, in the end, they, kind of found out the story. All Might ran away. As I said, I'm not okay with that one. He was dead. So that's just unfair to let them fail due to that. And we had a little bit of foreshadowing for the movie about the island, which I didn't know that it is an artificial island. So that was more neither clear, but that it is able to float, to swim on the sea and change where it is going. So that's a nice thing. It's a little bit like Silicon Valley, something like that, as far as understood. So I'm looking forward for that one. And we will see more of what's going on in the storyline soon, which means next weekend. So looking forward to that as well. Yeah, that was a short one. They said they did this with other students. I mean, it would be kind of interesting to see other students doing the same test and what they will come up with. But then they kind of burned all major characters in the students here. We have many others who are interesting, but in the end they put in the 6, I would say, most favorite of the fans. So it's hard to do it again. But it's good that they showed they have an option to go back in time and do what happened before episodes. So we might see All Might in all his glory again. We might see others who are not so prominent yet again. So maybe more in the future. That's it from me this time. Not so much to discuss for this episode, but I liked it a lot. So I hope you did as well. And until the next time, my name is Relax and Panic. Goodbye and out.